Tanea McKeel sees the introduction to Bitcoin ETFs as a crucial development in legitimizing cryptocurrencies and attracting significant investments. Notable figures, including Jerome Powell, have reinforced Bitcoin's reputation as digital gold, which supports the bullish sentiment. Overall, the conversation reflects a growing acceptance of Bitcoin in traditional investment frameworks.
Now past, $1 billion in inflows into ETFs. Bitcoin, I'm going to say it again and again, is so separated from the rest of the crypto market. There's some interesting action happening in ETH ETFs right now, and we just saw that Solana ETFs, a couple of them were sent back to the potential issuers. But I think that you're just going to see the demand for Bitcoin ETFs continue to grow and grow. Look at the price action recently. We are still kind of at this point where the price is the product in crypto. For Bitcoin, we can say that it is a risk asset that is also digital gold. I think having the Fed Chair Jerome Powell say that recently, and then the Treasury report also liken Bitcoin to gold, adds a little extra credibility to that narrative. But in crypto, a lot of the time, the price is the product. So when we see this price action that we've had since the election, see Bitcoin run up to 100K, that's when people start to come in the market and kind of FOMO in.
Yeah, sure. It acts like a magnet to get people in. But it isn't just crypto enthusiasts, right? Because for Bitcoin ETFs, you're tapping a market that's more geared towards traditional equity type or bond type investors. How much is that dynamic for ETFs going to further propel those prices? And if we do see other ETFs tracking hypothetically things like Solana or other smaller coins, could that we see that same kind of price action in the future as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are several on Wall Street right now who are calling for 200K by the end of 2025. And I think that has a lot to do with those supply and demand dynamics. You know that with the Bitcoin, we have the halving, which, forces the supply to slow over time. But think about, the additional credibility that I just mentioned, when you hear things from Jerome Powell or, from Stan Druckenmiller. Since the election, the big theme has been around a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We can debate all day long how likely that's going to happen in the U.S., if they'll be first to it or if they will do it at all. But in the meantime, states are kind of trying to front run that. Other countries internationally are trying to front run that. So, if you take that Bitcoin out of supply, that's going to increase the demand for the cryptocurrency while the supply is slowing. And we haven't even seen advisors start to turn. This time a year ago, most of them were like, absolutely not. But they are seeing the way that Bitcoin over the long term does kind of perform as a chaos hedge or an uncertainty hedge. And you are just starting to see more and more institutions come around.
Yeah, I know. I've had a number of conversations, including on air here just yesterday with a financial advisor talking about this idea that allocation could be that next step.
Absolutely.